Hi, I'm Joan Newcomb, and today's morning musings is Parallel Universes Part 2. I'm doing a series of daily morning musings, and I'm using posts from my log, Adventures in Density and Effort, as inspiration. Now, I wrote these a few years back, and the world has completely transformed since then. So if I encounter anything that is out of date, I will interrupt myself and give you the most recent information. At the end, I will summarize the topic based on what's going on in the world today. Also, I have some special offers, so stay tuned to the very end to see what they are. Parallel Universes, Part 2. In Jean Houston's book, The Possible Human, she tells about a time when she knew she would die. It was a pervasive feeling that went on for several months. Then one evening, she and her father were on the way to a dinner where she was to speak and narrowly missed being in the middle of a multi-car pileup on the freeway. For the rest of the evening and throughout the next day, she felt like a parallel self had actually been in that accident. She would feel the sensations from that other experience. Every time we turn left instead of right, decide to do one thing but not the other, a parallel self splits off in the other direction. If you can imagine how many millions, even billions of times that you've done that in your life, that's how many parallel universes there are behind you. And there are many, many more ahead of you. And that's just in this dimension. What's comforting and exciting about this is that there are no mistakes. You did stay in San Francisco instead of moving to Seattle in 1981. You pursued your dream of becoming an actress instead of giving it up. You didn't turn down that proposal of marriage to a future founder of Microsoft. You kept the child you gave up for adoption. You had different parents. You had different siblings. There are infinite possibilities out there for every aspect of you, and an aspect of you is living every one. I use parallel universes in different ways in my energetics practice. I two-point to a parallel universe to download an experience that would be useful in present time. For instance, in healing a cat, I two-pointed a parallel universe where cats live to be 110. It helped the feline live to be 20. What is that in cat years? When someone has an abusive childhood, we two-point to a parallel universe where it didn't happen. It does not invalidate the experience that they lived through, but it helps them not continue the baggage and scar tissue to the current reality. I also invented a parallel universe technique for getting unstuck. Imagine in front of you there are numerous doors, all leading to different parallel universes. Use your hand to feel them and notice which one feels stuck or dark. It's usually the one right in front of you. That indicates the direction that you're currently going. Feel around for a door that opens easily, that feels light or bright. Step through it, and you've changed your reality. I came up with this at the end of an intense weekend that had been helping at a seminar. I was in the midst of checking out of this hotel, and I was going to have to contest a charge on my bill. Like I'd picked up the phone and it automatically charged me 75 cents. But in the space I was in, there was no way that they would take it off. And then I realized there was a parallel universe where the outcome was different. I was in line with all these business people, so as subtly as I could, I tried stepping in different places to different universes. And the first place didn't feel right, nor did the second. But when I stepped to the side, a new hotel employee came out to the counter from the back and immediately called me over. And it turned out to be the front desk manager, who was the one person empowered to reverse the change. This technique reminds me of changing lanes on the freeway. If you stay in one lane the entire trip, you might get bogged down in traffic. A simple lane change or two gets you there faster and more stress-free. The way I use parallel universes now, in order to shift the state I'm in, is to imagine that I'm walking through a series of doors. I used to do this when I was working at East West Bookshop, which was about a 2-hour commute from where I lived, both by ferry and on the freeway. And some days I was just fighting traffic, and I really needed to shift my state. So after parking my car, I imagined doors opening and closing as I walked to the bookshop. And by the time I got in, everything had completely changed. I can also do this while driving, imagining that I'm driving through these doors, and it can change traffic as well. The series of doors is helpful when you need to make incremental shifts to get you to where you want to be. Even though I have a vague intention for things to shift, I don't try to get more specific than that. Otherwise, you're trying to control and manipulate and fix your reality, which creates effort and stops things from happening. Just noticing which door is brighter, which one moves more easily, or just imagine a series of doors opening and closing leaves room for infinite possibilities to occur. It also doesn't work to imagine doors opening and closing for someone else or to someone else. I mention this to all the clients who want me to help improve or change the lives of spouses and children. However, you changing yourself has a ripple effect into your life, and others can transform simply because your energy has changed. As you're going into a holiday time, you might find these techniques useful to play with. You can shift your visit with your relatives by stepping into a parallel universe where everyone likes each other. Or you may find by shifting your state, the key people who irritate you don't show up for the family event. Or if you worry you'll be experiencing a less than abundant holiday time, open a series of doors towards a different reality. Try any or all of these techniques over the next week and see what happens. And leave me a comment below when you do, because I love to read your comments. So the only thing I'll add to this that has changed since then is that I had someone who learned this from one of my meetups a million years ago, where I had said, don't do this for someone else. And immediately they went home and incorporated this into their morning practice. And they had a morning practice of praying for cancer patients. So what they did was they invited the cancer patients to come into the parallel universe. But the thing is that the people they were praying for, one person had an inoperable cancer that suddenly became operable, and another had a cancer that went into remission. And I did do a variation of this once. I was concerned about a family member, and I was walking my dogs, which was a fun time to be stepping through doors to parallel universes. Instead of just stepping through doors to parallel universes where things were unfolding in my favor, I stepped through doors to parallel universes where it was unfolding in everyone's favor. Shortly after that, this one person I'd been worried about, their whole life redirected, and they bought the house they were living in, and they had a girlfriend, and all these amazing things happened. And when I look back, it was right after having done that parallel universe technique. So I love parallel universes. I highly recommend that you play with it, and also you can do your own variation, because you are consciousness creating this reality, and you can make it up any way you'd like. So if you like these videos, please share them with family and friends, and also please click the like button and subscribe, and that way you tell YouTube to share this far and wide and get this out to people who really need to see it. And if you'd like a free sample of one of my consciousness techniques, click on the link below to the skybox technique. It'll give you an expanded perspective of your life and give you some ideas of parallel universes to step into. Now, if you'd like to learn some consciousness techniques, I have a self-study course, Manifesting Money and Miracles, where you can learn energetically to create money and miracles in your life. And if you want to know more, my website is joan-newcomb.com. There you can find out about my individual sessions where I take a look at you as consciousness and what's going on in your life today, and I can answer any questions that you might have. And it's all recorded just for you. Now, if you want to learn how to do this for yourself, Manifesting Money and Miracles is a great preparation for my coaching special, where I work with you one-on-one and I give you specific consciousness techniques so that you can transform your life. And you can find out more at my website. So go to my website, joan-newcomb.com, and I'll see you tomorrow in another Morning Musings.